Welcome back to Close Up. One of the Republican contenders in the 1st Congressional District is opening up some policy space between himself and President Donald Trump. Anthony DiLorenzo held a voter roundtable last week on the issue of affordability. Housing and interest rates came up as a topic of discussion. Obviously, right now, the Trump administration is putting maximum pressure on the Fed to lower interest rates. Check out DiLorenzo's answer here as he's challenged by a fellow Republican on whether he supports that pressure campaign, which now includes a criminal investigation of the Fed chair.
How can you, or how do you feel about putting pressure on the Fed to accurately represent the slowdown we are having and push down rates so that we can start to see some balance in our state, because it's going to trickle down to the state and then it's got to trickle down to the local level. But I guess what are your thoughts on pressuring the Fed?
I mean, you can pressure the Fed. The Fed is a separate department, and there's not. It's not going to happen. In fact, I don't think you want a weak Fed that bows to the president. I really don't. I don't think it's in the long term. I don't think it's in the best interest of the country. So the man's tasked with a responsibility of using interest rate lever to stabilize our economy. That's one of the objectives he's tasked with. So I would not look to the Fed to lower interest rates just to make housing affordable. I would look to the federal government to do that. I do not think hammering the Fed is the right move.
Okay.
I'll always be honest with you. And I know that's not a popular thing to say.
That's all right.
DiLorenzo says he may not always agree with President Trump, but he does like the fact that the president takes decisive action. That wraps up this edition of Close Up New Hampshire. Thanks for watching. Have a great Sunday.